welcome back to my channel. It is Christian here. You're tuning in for more of my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, then welcome to the channel. And if you're returning, then hey y'all, hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in again today. If you are not familiar with my video format or what I do, I love to give my 2 cents and my take on an array of topics. Okay, so we're talking from religion, church culture, deconstruction in church and religion, family, friends, marriage, parenting, child, all of it. Okay, I give my 2 cents on trending topics and so much more. And I am so glad that I get to do that over here. We're growing somewhere. Okay, if you like the content and get anything out of it, please consider subscribing to the channel, or just go ahead and subscribe and give your girl a little love. Okay, I appreciate that. Definitely trying to hit that 1K. Whew. We getting closer and closer, and I'm so grateful. I'm so excited that we're growing. 3 points that matter most, and I like to say before I get into any topic or any discussion: number 1, you're not alone. Number 2, you're not crazy. Number 3, God, your creator, still loves you, and I do too. Today's topic is going to be one that I have recently had knock on my door, and I don't like it. You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Child, no. Get away from me with this Apollo. We're going to be talking about influencers, okay? I know that this is kind of like a little different from what I usually talk about. Last week, I was doing some reaction videos, and I'm going to get back to that. Of course, that is still content, and I may have to like start a playlist for my separate content topics or whatever, so people can just go and watch the email responses or my reaction videos to Reddit threads about people who have left church and things like that, because I definitely love that content. Keep sending in your videos, not your videos, but keep sending in your stories for me to read and to share with the audience here. I appreciate that, and that is amazing. But there are also other topics and things that I can speak to, and I love to give my opinion on and just be a voice, you know what I'm saying? Like my 2 cents. That's what we like to do over here. And so this is one of those things that have just been knocking at my door over like the last 2 or 3 months, and I've had to like step back from social media because of it. And I want to talk about it, and I really want to talk about it because it seems to be becoming an even bigger monster that I think people don't even realize they're feeding. And it is the influencer marketing madness. Okay. And I want to start by saying that I realize that I am a public figure, right? I realize that I'm a public figure beyond just I'm not talking about from YouTube. I enjoy doing YouTube, but I'm not a public figure because of YouTube. I'm a public figure because of my business. And I enjoy what I get to do. I love the platform and the exposure that I have been blessed with, and my business has been blessed with. And people just naturally expect and probably just naturally like migrate and fall into the influencer category, because they just start like chronicling their life and their journey and their story and their experiences. And you kind of find yourself like falling into it, either consciously or subconsciously, intentionally or not. And I just want to say that the influencer generation and the influencer movement is dangerous. I'm just here to tell you it's dangerous. And I want to go over some points of why it's dangerous. And I want to stick to these points very directly and give my opinion on it, so I don't, go all over the place, because I have a lot to say about this. But I am definitely going to say that the number 1 reason why I believe that influencer marketing and the influencer movement is dangerous is because it causes comparison. And if you haven't heard this, hopefully this will be the first time and the only time you have to hear it to understand it and agree that comparison is the thief of all joy. You have celebrities that some people compare their lives to and think that if they had their life that they would be happier. You have people who hear celebrities have problems, and then everyday ordinary people say things like, well, I don't know what the problem is. If I had your money, I wouldn't be doing none of that. I wouldn't have that problem. That wouldn't be going on with me. I'd be happier than ever. You don't know. Like, you assume that you would be happy, but you don't know, because they're still people too. Just because they may have the money or the exposure or the celebrity base doesn't automatically mean that happiness is attached to that, right? But influencer marketing in this movement is dangerous because people are becoming influencers who are not equipped to actually lead or guide people to sound decisions or to sound placement, if you will. There are people who literally can just post things and influence people to buy, to wear, to eat, to shop, to travel, to drive certain things. And companies utilize that to their advantage, right? If you're a food influencer, food brands like myself would reach out and want to use you to promote their product in order to gain your audience's trust and be able to utilize that, right, to their advantage. Specifically, I've done that before. And this was in our beginning stages, so I definitely have experience, right, to talk about this to a certain degree. We did it with Tabitha Brown. In 2019, when we first started, this is when Tabitha Brown was like, she was a star, but she was like an influencer star. She was an online social media star, right? People loved her reviews and loved her cooking in her kitchen and talking and all of that. And she used to have it where she would let people send stuff into her to like review it. She was a vegan. And so we have a dairy-free product in this vegan. And so I sent her our product. I didn't think anything of it. Of course, we didn't pay her, but I sent it in November of 2019, did not expect anything from that. By March of 2020, which was actually the pandemic, she tried our product, reviewed it, cooked it, it blew up, right? Got so many orders, so many new customers, vegan customers started like blowing us up, all of that. And from there was my first experience of the power of an influencer who also has impact. Because there's a difference between being an influencer and then having impact as an influencer. When you have impact, people don't just like you, they trust you, and they will support you in all that you do. When you're just an influencer, you're just showing off, you're showing the images of perfection, or, ooh, look at me, I got this, I'm doing this, I'm going here, I'm wearing that, this is my life. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Ow, shout out to the Pussycat Dolls. That's what an influencer with no impact looks like. They just have the things, but they don't inspire you or encourage you or have the power behind that to actually make it impactful for whatever the exchange is supposed to be. So influencers are dangerous because it causes a lot of comparison. There are a lot of people throughout the day that are experiencing feelings of covetousness. Like they're seeing other people in their houses, in their cars, shopping or whatever, and it looks like what they want. And I cannot tell you how painful that has to be. I can't tell you how painful it has to be because I don't feel it, but I can only imagine, like mentally, I stay free and clear as much as I can. To just realize this is not real. Like when I see certain things that certain people post, I'm like, that's not real. Like that's not real. It's not real. And I'm going to give an example of how real it's not. Let me make a note because I want to make sure I share this story with you guys at the end. I don't remember if I've shared this story before, but I'm going to share it today again, if I have already, to drive this point to you, drive it forward. I recently had like several emails sent to me asking me if, they could pay me to post certain things if I would like to be an affiliate. And I'm sure some of you may get these emails. And if you don't, this is how this happens. You can post certain lifestyle content or videos or pictures or whatever, and clothing brands will see you or whatever. And they're like, can we send you something? Or you would be a great fit for this jewelry or for our t-shirt line. And, we would love to partner with you. And I always delete the emails. I don't respond, y'all. I be deleting because I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to present a life that makes anybody feel inferior about their lives. And I know some people are like, well, that's not your job to make other people feel comfortable. No, but it is intent. It's intent. And I don't desire to have other people looking at my life in a covetous form. Like, I don't want people to look at my life and feel insecure, feel less than, because I'm capturing everything just to show it, right? There are some things that you're just going to enjoy naturally because you do, and you can't help if other people look at it and have a problem with it. But to curate my life, right? To make other people want it? No, thank you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be that person that feels like that when I see other people's content. So I think that it is a dangerous place to be in when you realize that even if you're a strong person in your personal life, you can easily open your phone or get on social media and become immediately insecure. You can be the most confident person ever from your day-to-day around your peers and your family and friends, but you can get on social media and immediately feel like you're nothing. Immediately feel like you're not doing enough. Immediately feel like you don't have enough. Immediately feel not pretty enough, not attractive enough, not curvy enough, right? Not thick enough, not thin enough, not talented enough. Don't dress well enough, don't have a nice enough car. You literally can go from feeling good all day to getting on an app and feeling less than 2 minutes from scrolling. It's dangerous. Influencing and influencers increases insecurities. I just said it. You can start feeling like things in your life are not enough, and you can be totally good and fine and secure in your life. But the moment you get on some of these platforms, it is designed, and these people are pushed in your face on purpose to make you feel like you need what they have in order to be as happy as they look. There are influencers that don't have money, but they get free product, and it makes them look like they have it. There are influencers that need to get the $50 or $150 or $200 that these brands may pay them to post their stuff because they have followers, but they don't actually have impact that converts into sales for the brand. That's why I don't pay anybody for a post, because if it don't come with a guarantee that your audience is going to convert into a sale for me, I've wasted my time with you. So I'd rather do it organically and naturally, right? Like, I'd rather be the mind and the strategy behind getting the customer so that I know what brought the customer to me instead of using you and not knowing if any of your shit converted for me. Is dangerous. Okay. Influencing hides reality to create false perfection. So while you're out enjoying your real experiences, an influencer has to create and schedule every experience. While you're out literally just at the park with your family or your friends, at the grocery store, at the mall, right? On vacation, not thinking about posting or like getting the right shots and getting a whole lot of little clips for later to go in your room and just be doing this for the rest of the night. Not really enjoying your time because you have to have content. So while you're really enjoying your life, influencers have to fake enjoy theirs for you. Misery. It's dangerous. So you're seeing 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. They had to condense all the stuff they had to take shots of. They had to condense it just to get some engagement. And they really missed the whole joy of the trip, the whole joy of the experience, because they just needed content every 15 seconds, every 30 seconds. They're watching their own life through a lens while you're actually enjoying your life through your eyes. Don't compare, because it's unfair. And trust me, they don't care. So when you think about who makes this stuff popular, what allows it to continue, it is people continuing to engage with it and interact with it. And I think about how our parents were, or the generations older than us. My mom social media of course didn't exist, right? So you have adults who know how to live their lives and really not care about what anyone else is doing. They're not thinking about following anyone on any platform, because their mind doesn't even think to keep up with people like that, because they're in their own reality. So a lot of people use influencers and follow people to escape their truth, to escape their reality. And it's almost like a numbing, it's almost like a self-medicating form of some sort. Like, oh, I'm going to watch this person. I'm going to tap into this person all the time to see what they're doing, because you don't want to face your reality. You don't want to face that you're not doing what you want to do. You're not where you want to be. You're not in love. You're not stable. You're not financially, whatever. A lot of people use other people's reality to help them escape their own, not face their own, not change their own reality. And it would be totally different if these people were being inspired to do something, but most people just sit there and they sulk and they feel bad and they feel inferior. They're extremely insecure and they're robbed of their own moments in life, and they're robbed of their own goals that they could actually accomplish. And I would very much rather not just show, but share how you can too do what you want to do. It would be so easy, y'all. It would be so easy. It would be so easy. It'd be so easy for me to snap into the influencer life. Like, I have a husband, a son, and a daughter. We're a Black family. We both have successful businesses. We homeschool. I have so many things that I can turn into influencer content, right? I have a YouTube channel, right? Like, I'm a public speaker, right? Like, there's so much that I can chronicle from day to day, a day in the life. Homeschooling my children, running my business, being a homemaker. Like, there's so much, but I'm not about to torment myself to be like this all day. Like, everywhere I go, setting up cameras and shit. Like, there's so much that goes into it. And I think that I know firsthand how much it robs your real moments, because we had a reality TV show back in the day. So I say back in the day, child. But like in 2014, 2015, my husband and I did a reality TV show, and we did the first season just with his cell phone, like his iPhone. But he had to record every little thing and then spend hours editing it. This was before the influencer wave hit. So we have always been like before our time with a lot of things, but we wanted to just chronicle parenting, like becoming parents for the first time. And so I was pregnant in the first season. Go check it out on YouTube. It's called Life with Courtney and Christian. Okay. But I was pregnant. And so we just chronicled the pregnancy, and we turned it into a YouTube channel. And, we had episodes like where I went to the doctor's office. I was taking my blood glucose test, drinking the drink. We took a vacation after we had our firstborn. My husband changing his name legally to his father's last name. We chronicled things, and those episodes turned into milestone markers where we now can look back on it and enjoy it and be like, dang, we really lived like this. We really did that. We really were here, whatever. And it's cool for us now. But at the time, we had to stage everything. Like, if I said, oh, I'm finna cook, I'm finna do this, Courtney be like, wait a minute, let me go set up the phone. Let me go set up the camera. And it's like, oh, damn it. I didn't want this to be a scene, but that's what you have to do. Influencing is just like that. Everything is a setup. When you see influencers waking up out of their bed, who you think took that video? They don't have drones that just come on when they blink. They had to set it up. They had to act like they were getting out of the bed. They had to press record and jump back underneath the sheets. They had to set it up. Who do you think set the camera up when a person has a cup of coffee and they're going all around the kitchen? They have to move that camera into every position. Nothing is organic. Nothing is authentic. Nothing. So even them giving a day in the life look, it's staged. They have to plan out what they're going to show you, how they're going to move, how they're going to operate, and what they're going to do so you can be included. It's dangerous because you see it as their reality, but really it was all orchestrated for your enjoyment, for your entertainment, for your engagement. So don't let your real moments be stolen from you because you're watching someone else's planned moments. Don't do it. Next up, influencing is dangerous because it's an escape from what's really going on. And I just said that, and, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just got to say it. People want to escape from their reality. There are people who may not have been popular in high school. There are people who may not be popular now, may not be the best of friends with their family or their siblings or their parents. And they can find that as a community or a fellowship or of some sort or friendship with the people they follow. Some people may be connected to me here on these videos, and they've never met me. And I appreciate that, right? But I also know the difference between playing off of that emotion to make it feel like it's something that it's not versus just conversing how we do, because I am a very social person. Like, I love people. I love people. I get that from my mom, honestly. I love people. I love engaging. I love talking, laughing, clowning. Ain't no act there. Like, if I meet any of y'all in person, I would be a clown. Shout out to homie. Okay? I would be myself authentically because this is me. I don't know how to be anything else. Like, I've thought about changing the scenery for my, my videos and going to different places and, doing a day in the life video. But I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to set up cameras and do that. I don't want to turn this channel into, a Christian network. I don't want to do that. That takes a lot of energy. That's why my videos are not heavily edited and I'm not doing all this stuff and, scene changes and all that, because I like the simple side of life. Maybe as I grow, maybe as things grow or whatever, or I become a little busier in life and in business, I would probably get an editor or maybe get into editing. I don't like editing. I do all my videos in one take. I trim the end, I trim the beginning, and y'all get the video. I literally don't do anything else to these videos. I don't split them up in takes because I don't have the time for that. Now, shout out to the people that do. I ain't got no problem with that. But I like my engagements to be authentic and to be real. I take my notes before I start talking so I stay on point and on topic and don't be all over the place. But for the most part, your girl is giving y'all fresh off the dome manna. Okay? Manna from heaven. Period. All right? Okay. Shout out to my training in radio because I just know how to go and flow. It doesn't break down for me. I just can keep going and going and going and going. Shout out to the Energizer Bunny. The next point. Everything is staged, planned. I said that. I got to that point before, so I won't go back over that. And my last point before I share this story is they do it for money, not authenticity. They do. Every influencer wants brand deals, sponsorship deals, free product, exposure. It's a lifestyle. So it doesn't have to be real. It's all orchestrated because if you're interested, you're going to watch more of it. You're going to want more of it. And that's going to say to their sponsors or to their the companies that endorse them or use them for endorsements, it's going to say, okay, well, your audience loves you, so they'll love us too. Here, we'll pay you again. We'll send you another box when do an unboxing video this time and do this. And I like authenticity. So I like there to be like some kind of variation of people, places, or things that represent my brand or what I do. And I like it to be people who really at the core have the same values. So I'm big on family. I'm big on motherhood, parenting, family, engaging, socializing, just enjoying time together and creating real good memories. And I want to see that reflected in anything that I support or anything that we, collaborate with other people. Share that same desire, that same mission, that same message, and that same intent. And if they don't, then we're just not going to be able to work together. It's period. It ain't about being pretty. It ain't about being fine or having a family with a dog or a cat. I don't care about none of that. Do we hold the same values? If we don't, it don't matter. I'm not sending you no product. You ain't got to worry about shouting me out. Pay for a full price if you want to give it a try. I just can't do it that way. There was an influencer. I wanted to send her some of our product, and this was like 2019. And I just messaged, I just DM'd, because honey, I goes through the DMs, all right? I don't now, but I did in the beginning when we first started. And I had messaged her, and I was like, hey, I would love to send you some product, for you to try. You have a family, and I know kids love pancakes, so it would be awesome. And child, she messaged me back, and she was like, she sent me like her whole list. Well, actually, she asked for my email address. And so I gave her the business email address. Sis sent back an email with her price list, and not a problem. I was not offended at all. But at the time, sis was not getting $1,800 from me. This was 2019. She wanted $1,800, okay, for a Mother's Day post. Never would have paid it. Shout out to Martin Sapp. Never was giving you $1,800, honey. Not doing that as a small business or just as a business in general. For me, I don't see how that benefited me to just pay you for a grid post. That is insanity. But that's business. So it's not about authenticity. It's about business. And so I get it. I respect it. I just choose not to dwell in that. I choose not to live by that. And I choose not to operate under those, principles. And I just don't want to see a lot of people get lost in the sauce. It's a lot of things that I've captured, like in my phone when we go places. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a reel of this later. I'm going to make a video of this later. And I never do it. They're still on my phone. And I'm okay with that. I just end up emailing them to myself. I have an email address where I just send pictures and videos to all throughout the month, just so I can get them off my phone. And then I always have that email login to go back to for my kids, for myself, whenever, to retrieve those videos or retrieve those pictures. And everything does not have to be publicized. And I am really pushing that narrative now for everyone who asks me, like, Christian, how do I get into this? And Christian, how do I do that? And Christian, what do you think about me doing this? And I'm like, do it for the fun. Do it for the joy. And let that be enough. And if anything else comes after that, great. But I just don't like to see people get so caught up in profiting that they literally lose their whole being from trying to make it. Like, you've made it. You've made it every day that you wake up. You've made it every day that you're breathing. You've made it every day that you're in your right mind. Don't lose that because you see somebody else with something. Don't lose that because you don't have enough likes. I don't give a damn about a like. Okay? Don't matter to me. F the algorithm. Like in real life, because I know that's what's for me is coming to me. I know that what I desire, I will never be separated from. I'll always be drawn to and connected with. What's for me, I'm already in possession of it because it's internal. And whenever you go outside to get something, you always be without because you're not living from within. So all I'm saying is don't allow these new trends and the new movement of being relevant or present or seen. Don't let that dictate your peace and your joy. Don't let that dictate your fulfillment and your value. You have so much more value than likes and shares and views and comments and engagement or pictures and posts and reels. Have fun. Have fun. That's the most that you can do. But the story that I wanted to share before I get out of here, this video went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I hope that it actually, I hope it touches home for someone and just as some encouragement. There was a woman that made a post saying that she knew that this stuff on social media was bullshit when she reached out to a woman. She was going to have a woman empowerment conference. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. And I might leave out some details, but I'm going to get to the crux. She was having a women empowerment conference, and there was a woman that she wanted to be a speaker. She said she had followed her on social media for years, has seen her in luxury this, luxury that, staying in some of the top hotels and resorts, going out to eat at some of the most finest of dining restaurants that you could ever imagine, Michelin star restaurants and all of that, taking pictures, all of the nine, okay? She said she reached out to this woman to ask her to be a speaker, right, for her women empowerment event, because she was inspired by her and she wanted her to inspire the others. She said this woman wrote her back and said, I would love to do that for you. Thank you for considering me, but I just got evicted from my apartment and I'm currently living with a friend on her couch and I don't know where I would be in the next 3 months by the time that event happens. So I'm going to have to decline. The girl said the kicker was that she had just seen a post from the woman that morning of her standing in the middle of the street taking a picture in designer from head to toe. You are laying on your friend's couch and just got evicted, but you just posted a picture this morning of you standing in the street like you a boss bitch with designer on from head to toe. That should let you know this influencer stuff is a joke. And we're all adults. And that's what gets me. People who have always been strong in their word and in their will get so easily swayed by pictures and videos of people acting happy. I don't want to have to act happy. When I'm happy, the furthest thing from my mind is recording my joy. When I'm truly in the moment, I'm engulfed in the moment. I'm looking at my children laugh and run and play. I'm looking up at my husband. I'm sharing that with my husband. I'm saying things like, dang, I'm so happy we're able to do this for our kids. Like, Courtney, we've come a long way. Like, I am so proud of us. Those are the things that I think of when I'm in those moments. I never think, oh, let me get my phone out so I can capture this for other people I don't know. I don't give a. So for that woman to say that, she was just telling people, don't let social media fool you. Because all of your faves, they're not having the favorite kind of life that you're imagining them have. When they lock their phone, they're miserable. When they go through their camera roll, they're sad. They don't have nothing new to post, or they're confused. Or they don't know what else to do. They're boring. They're not really interesting. They don't really have friends like that. They don't have nowhere to go. They don't really look like they look when they get dolled up for the content that you see. Like, some folks out here looking so different from the pictures and the videos they post, you wouldn't be able to find them if they came up missing, because it ain't the same face. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest. I'm trying to be real and convey that we have to understand that the initial influencers in all of our lives were our parents. It was the people that we were with, that we spent time with, that we loved, that we respected, that honored our lives and instilled and implanted in us. Some of them were jacked up, but for the most part, it made us who we are. So now we're allowing, as adults, we're allowing ourselves to be influenced by other people we don't know. How does that work? How am I going to teach my 5 and 7-year-old not to be swayed by their peers and have their own mind when I'm an adult sitting up here scrolling and mad at other people I don't know? Looking at other people for trends and fashion and fun and travel. You're not going to inspire me to do nothing. I'm going to inspire myself. That's why I don't believe in hashtag goals. Watching people, couple goals, married goals, this goals, family goals. No. Nobody else's life is goals for me. My life is goals for me. Your life should be goals for you. Whatever you want, that's your goal. Don't look at nobody else's life and want that as goals, because you don't know what it took to get it, and you for sure as hell don't know what it's taken to maintain it. So I'm going to push up off of it. I'm a big P. I'm going to push up off of it. But I want to encourage you. This is how I think. It's probably crazy. I'll be like, what? When I think of certain things, I'll be like, what would Beyonce do? Beyonce knows the power of her image, the power of access to her image. We don't know what her kids look like. We don't know what her home looks like, her car. She never thinks, you know, the woman is successful. You know that she's married. You know she's a mother. She doesn't have to prove that. She doesn't have to show she's a good mother. She's just being a good mother. Anyone, you can definitely share what you want to share. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying you're wrong if you do, because I still share some things. But don't do it to force it to make other people want it. Do it because you want to, and it just was a moment in time that you want to share with someone, right? But don't get completely engulfed in and overtaken by someone else's life or reality to where it makes you feel bad about your own and miss out on your moments or having goals for yourself. So that's my soapbox, y'all. I'm gonna step down. Hopefully it is impactful enough for someone. And again, if you have any comments or questions or anything, if you've noticed this trend too and it kind of bothers you, let me know. Let me know. And I would love to further discuss it and talk about it. We even stopped our children from watching kid YouTubers because of this very thing, like 3 years ago. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Ryan's toy review. A little boy, he started his toy reviews when he was 3. And him and our son are actually the same age, but our son used to watch him. And I remember, our son is 7 now, but I remember a video when my son was 3. My son watching a video of Ryan, and Ryan had the subtitle, the title of the video was, I'll buy whatever it is in a day or something like that. Like, ask me to buy something, I'll buy whatever it is in a day. But the thumbnail was a Lamborghini, and it was like, it was crazy. I'm like, what? What? And indeed, I didn't watch the full video, but throughout the video, like the first 2 or 3 minutes, because I locked the iPad and blocked the channel. I blocked the channel and locked the iPad. But he was pretty much saying, oh, that was the title of it. If I can spell it, I'll buy it. If I can spell it, I'll buy it. Okay? So they had the picture of a Lamborghini in the thumbnail, and I don't know if he actually bought a Lamborghini that day. He was a 3-year-old. But my point is, there was also an article, which I'm sure you all have read. If you haven't, look him up. He was one of the highest grossing YouTubers in 2019 and 2018 and 2017. The little boy was making coinage, hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? A lot of monies. A lot of monies. So my point is, that's on a child level influencers. You have your children starting to feel inferior when they can't buy cars and they're 3 and 4 and 5, or they can't go play in pools and do random things throughout the day or the week because that's not their job. This little boy has to record this for content so you can watch it and he get paid. That's not your reality. So now you're sad about your 3 or 4-year-old life, and you don't have to be. It is such mental conditioning that starts so young, and you think you're just letting your kids watch something to keep them quiet or whatever. It's creating the comparison at a young age when we didn't feel like that. We thought that Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen were just cute twins on Full House. We just thought that the kids from Family Matters or, Full House, whatever, they were just funny kids, or Boy Meets World, or A Different World. We didn't want those people's lives. We just were entertained by their acting on our screens. Now, you want what you see somebody else with, and you feel bad when you don't have it, can't get it, or don't know what to do with it. And it's just a no for me and mine. I'm not going to let you be inferior as a 4 and 5-year-old. I'm not going to let you feel like that concerning toys and games. It is foolala. It is foolery. And I will not allow it on any device that I pay for monthly. Will not do it. Cannot, ain't not. Get away from me with this Apollo. So again, I'm done. Oh my goodness, I just did a Baptist close. When you close it and you close again and you gonna go this time for real, I'm finish it up. I'm done. I'm really done. Drop down in the comment section below and let me know how you feel about influencer marketing or the influencer movement. Do you agree with it? Do you not know much about it? Do you not care, or what? I would love to hear more from you. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I would love to add you to my 2 cents crew. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. I really love you and I appreciate you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you all later. Bye.